Another Republican loss, and I am so here for it. Think about it. 6 weeks. A span of time long enough to binge Breaking Bad twice, learn conversational Portuguese, and still have hours left over to wonder why the TSA agents who secure our airports have been working without paychecks. And the way they may get their paycheck back is somehow more embarrassing than the way it started, at least for Trump and the Republicans. And let me back up here, because I want to be clear that the DHS shutdown happened for 2 reasons. One, because Republicans refused to make ICE follow the actual law. And 2, because Republicans demanded the SAVE Act, the voter registration restriction bill that has nothing to do with Homeland Security, be passed along with DHS funding. So, Republicans held TSA paychecks hostage for a bill that would strip voting rights from millions of Americans and would make ICE follow the law. Not real national homeland security. And when airport lines hit 4 hours and TSA call-out rates cleared 40% at some airports, when people started missing their flights and the acting TSA administrator testified about her workers donating plasma to make ends meet, it was taco time. Taco finally kicked in. Trump always chickens out. Because his MO is to escalate until something screams loud enough, then he'll declare victory mid-retreat. And Thursday night, Trump posted on Truth Social, the radical left Democrats and their leader, crying Chuck Schumer, have made it very clear where they stand, and that is on the side of criminal, illegal aliens and not the American people. Last I checked, it wasn't the criminal, illegal aliens that were keeping us from getting on our airplanes, and it wasn't the ones that were crashing our economy. Funny how that goes. And then he also goes on to pull one of his famous boneheaded misunderstandings, which I still don't know how he is doing this, confusing asylum seekers with those people that were in insane asylums. I mean, this man is clearly not well, and he said that Democrats were, quote, allowing 25 million people to enter from prisons, mental institutions, and insane asylums. Those that are drug dealers and thousands of murderers, many of whom killed more than one person. We know that none of that's true, of course. And he goes on to call this whole mess the Democrat chaos at the airports, and says that he will not allow the radical left Democrats to hold our country hostage any longer. And of course, signing it off, thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. And first, I've got to say, I just love how he signs these little Truth Social posts. It's like your grandparents that sign their texts to you. It's so cute. But need we remind the president that all 3 branches of our federal government are controlled by his loyalists? To brand this as Democrat chaos is the perfect scenario for that meme with the guy that puts the stick in the spokes of his own bike. I mean, this is the perfect scenario for that. And meanwhile, the senile old man is describing paying workers that he was supposed to pay 6 weeks ago as if he is announcing like the moon landing. When this is more like letting your lawn turn into a nature preserve for a month and then tweeting, mowing the lawn is not an easy thing to do, but I'm doing it. It's Democrat grass. It's what I try to do when I mow my lawn. And by announcing that he'd pay the TSA agents himself, he completely blew up the only Republican negotiation position. It was their one piece of leverage. It was the airport chaos. That's what they were trying to hold above the Democrats' heads. And when you remove that, Democrats have zero reason to back away from anything. And sure enough, just like that, the Senate passed a clean DHS funding bill at 2 a.m. Friday with no SAVE Act, no ICE funding. It was passed unanimously. Republicans wrote it, everyone voted for it. And of course, Mike Johnson rejected it. Mike Johnson, of course, is the guy who, he looks like what would happen if Ned Flanders turned into an elf. And he called the deal a joke. His majority whip, Tom Emmer, told reporters, "Our speaker is very unhappy. I'm not happy. Our whole leadership." Oh, I'm so sorry that you aren't happy. as our entire friggin' country suffers. So sorry. Of course, Johnson proposed his own 60-day continuing resolution funding DHS that included ICE, and Senate Democrats already called that dead on arrival. And plus, if the House tried to make their own changes, the Senate already left for a 2-week recess. They are gone. Nothing can happen without them. So to recap this full scorecard here, Republicans have the White House, the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court. They wanted to get the SAVE Act attached to the DHS funding so that they could cheat in November and continue to burn through our cities illegally with their thugs. All because Trump is super unpopular and is totally trying to distract from the Epstein files. Holy crap, that's a lot. And by the way, we have not forgotten that he's in the Epstein files. And yeah, they didn't get the SAVE Act. ICE still doesn't have their new funding, and TSA workers are getting paid after 6 weeks without pay. We saw the airport security lines running 4+ hours during spring break, and predictably, Trump's approval rating cratered. Polls showing a majority of Americans correctly blamed Republicans for this mess. So Trump had to sign this unilateral order to pay TSA workers from a different pot of money, blowing up his own party's leverage. And the Senate passes a deal that is essentially what the Democrats tried to pass 9 times already. The House rejected it, and everyone went on vacation. Trump still claims victory and is still blaming the Democrats for doing what they've been trying to do all along. It's classic. I mean, they turned a concession designed to stop a polling freefall into something that will make the Republicans even more unpopular. I mean, it's stepping on a rake, picking the rake up, looking at it, and then stepping on it again, and it keeps hitting you in the face over and over and over again. Stupid Democrat rake. And by the way, Republicans are so unpopular right now that CPAC was openly venting about Trump. Just watch this clip. This is shocking.
How many of you would like to see impeachment hearings? No. That was the wrong answer. Let me try it again. How many of you would like to see impeachment hearings? No. Can someone bring some coffee out for the CPAC?
They want impeachment. CPAC. I mean, one attendee told a reporter they can't stand the guy. Conservatives are openly ripping Senate Majority Leader Thune for leaving town. The Freedom Caucus, furious at everyone. And McConnell, he's still there making the McConnell face. And if you know the face, you know the face. And if you like my face, or at least my words, likes and shares keep independent media like us alive. So do me a favor, hit that notification bell icon, subscribe to us. We'll love you for it, I promise.